What's going on, guys? It's Rob from Heroes Avenue. Happy Friday. And I know we've had quite a week in the world of the DCEU, and we've got a lot to talk about. A lot of news has fans up in arms. Of course, we're going to talk about the Affleck situation. We've heard you guys in the comment section, so we're going to talk about some of that stuff today. And we're going to talk about other things DC. But before we get into that, finally got Zack Snyder's contribution to the suicide awareness cause. Of course, he released a shirt that people were able to order, and all proceeds go to suicide prevention. So I'm going to open that with you guys right now. Just definitely happy to help this cause right here. So we got Zack Snyder's tribute to his daughter and a shirt to help raise money for suicide awareness. And it says on the back, all the gods, all the heavens, all the hells are within you. So if you guys want to take a look at this, check it out. Whew. All right, so yeah, fits pretty nicely. Definitely happy to finally be rocking this. But yeah, guys, we're going to talk about the Affleck situation and how that's going to affect the wider DCEU. And I want to keep this conversation on a positive note. So I think when we made the last couple videos, you know, maybe it was our fault. Maybe we put out the tone that we are feeling somewhat disappointed in the way things are going. And yeah, there are some sad things for sure, at least on my end. Maybe you're happy how everything transpired. But either way, I'm excited for where DC is going in the future. So we're going to go ahead and talk about all the things that are happening right now. We're keeping things on a positive note. Once again, let's get into it. So let's start by addressing the whole Ben Affleck situation and whether or not he is still Batman. So I know there's a lot of fans up in arms about the whole situation. I know I was a little bitter when I first read the storyline. But, you know, hearing this news particularly is something that we were kind of bracing ourselves for ever since Comic-Con. I know he went on stage and talked about how he would do like whatever he needed to do for Matt Reeves because he's such a great director. But that felt kind of faked and forced, in my opinion, at least. But we were all bracing for this. And when we finally heard the news, a lot of people, the way they wrote the article on Deadline, they point out to the fact that he never says he's leaving the role. Ben never exactly says he's leaving the role. In his tweet, he says he is excited for the Batman and to see Matt Reeves' vision come to life. And the article points out that Affleck worked hard on the Batman, but he knew he wasn't right for this particular vision since Matt Reeves is looking to tell a story about a younger Batman, and it makes perfect sense. And given the fact that he did not say that he's officially stepping down from Batman, only that he's excited to see it, a lot of fans are saying, hey, he's still Batman. He still has one movie left on his contract, so we shouldn't say that he stepped down. And I guess to an extent, you guys are right. Yeah, I guess you guys are right. And don't get me wrong, I would love to see Ben Affleck back in the cape and cowl, you know, later down the line, maybe even for a more faithful adaptation of The Dark Knight Returns. That would be awesome. Plus, he'd be probably the perfect age. I get that. But I think it's safe to say he is not going to be a Batman probably for a while, given how if the fandom and popular culture accepts the new iteration of Batman, Warner Brothers is just going to want to move forward. They're not going to want to dwell on the past. And I think as fans, I think it's more healthy for us to go into that direction of conversation. What are we going to get in the future? So just wanted to clarify that, you know, both Darren and I are super big fans of Ben Affleck and would like to see him return if he can. If they can work that in there somehow, that would be great. Or maybe he uses that one film left on his contract in the Birds of Prey movie somehow. Who knows? But all I can say is that I hope Ben Affleck, I wish him the best, and hopefully he can conquer those demons that he has, you know, that he's dealing with on his own personal life, and hopefully we get to see his return. So yeah, there it is. You know, if you guys want to call him still your Batman, that's cool, because he didn't officially say he's leaving, but you know, I'm looking forward to the new actor and who's to come. We put out a top 5 video of who we'd like to see as the next Batman should Ben Affleck leave the role, and we did that a few months ago, so check that out if you haven't already. I'll link it up here. But I think what we didn't get to talking about, given all the chaos with the chaos surrounding this news, we didn't get to talk about exactly what storyline might be adapted in the new Matt Reeves Batman story. So, you know, it was long speculated that it would be a iteration of Batman Year One, and then the news says, no, wait, no, it's not going to be that, even though that's one of Matt Reeves' favorite storylines, and that was good because we have a Batman Begins already. I know it's not a part of the same universe, but that was done to perfection. I don't think we need a Batman Begins type story again. But I would like to see, and as Matt Reeves points out, we would like to see the detective side of Batman, a side of Batman that's, you know, been hinted at and shown in the silver screen, the big screen, but hasn't been a central focus of the character. A lot of the focus has been on the big action scenes, the gadgets, the billionaire aspect of Bruce Wayne, but we don't get to see a lot of his detective side, not so much of it at least. And the fact that Matt Reeves wants to make a noir film that's going to include a rogues gallery of villains is super exciting for me, because a lot of people are talking about now, and I made a video on this of what I wanted this movie to be. I made this video last year at some point. I wanted to see a Long Halloween adaptation. You know, it doesn't have to be completely faithful, and I would like it to not be completely faithful because I want it to work on screen, but I want to see a Long Halloween version, and I feel like that fits the bill of what Matt Reeves wants to do, given how there is a ton of villains and characters in that story, though it is primarily focused on Bruce Wayne and Batman as a detective. For those who don't know, The Long Halloween tells the story of a killer named Holiday who murders people on holidays, one each month. And this is a storyline in which Harvey Dent and Jim Gordon play central roles in the story, but it would be a perfect way to incorporate a young Batman, given how the storyline takes place in Batman's early days. So it's a storyline that isn't heavily focused on the action sequences, though they are in there, but instead focuses on the detective side of things, as he is the world's greatest detective. So there's a lot of characters involved, a lot of villains from Batman's Rogues Gallery are in this, and I think it would be great. It would be a great way to expand the universe of Batman in a way we've never seen before. And I think we're going to see a lot of Arkham Asylum. At least that's what I'm thinking going into this movie. And I think starting off with this story, given how it's early on in his career, it's going to be able to provide a great foundation for the rest of the trilogy. And as we know, Matt Reeves is signed on to do a trilogy. Of course, it's going to be his own storyline. It's not going to take, it may take notes and use some of Ben Affleck's script, but for the most part, Matt Reeves signed on to do his own trilogy, and I'm excited for a potential Long Halloween storyline being adapted. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for a potential Long Halloween story, or would you like the story to be a different Batman storyline? And the other one I would like to see is, of course, Hush. But those are my two suggestions. What would you guys like to see play out on the big screen, whether or not it's in this movie or for the next movies in Matt Reeves' trilogy? Let me know in the comments down below. Moving on, let's go ahead and talk about James Gunn. Yes, James Gunn is currently writing the Suicide Squad and potentially may direct this movie as well, which is going to be helmed as a soft reboot. But I'm not here to talk about that specifically. I'm here to talk about the fact that James Gunn was offered Superman before he took on the Suicide Squad. And this is according to a report by The Hollywood Reporter. So when James Gunn made the jump from Disney, well, he didn't really make the jump from Disney. He actually got fired from Disney, and I really feel that it was very unjust what was done to James Gunn. He made some mistakes in the past, but I don't feel he should have gotten fired for those mistakes, which he apologized for already. So James Gunn, when he moved from Marvel to Warner Brothers Studios, looks like Warner Brothers offered him an array of potential characters at his disposal, and during that time, Superman was one of the characters for which James Gunn could develop a film. So that is quite interesting. So it looks like the story here for me is not whether, hey, what would a James Gunn Superman film look like? No, that's not really the story to me. To me, the story is Warner Brothers probably wants to do something with Superman. They just want to get some talented, or get a talented director locked down for the job. Now, of course, there have been a lot of directors we've talked about in previous videos that we want to go ahead and direct a Superman film, but it is quite interesting that directors are not jumping at the chance to potentially direct a Superman film, and partly it's probably because of all the hate and the backlash that directors are getting these days. We live in an outraged culture, and I'm pretty sure that directors are hesitant. They think twice now when deciding if they want to hop onto a project, especially one as difficult as a Superman project. But I have an answer for you, Warner Brothers. Just hire on Zack Snyder once again to do Man of Steel 2. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, this is pretty interesting. You know, I know the fans are, and I'm included in there, we are really, really demanding that there's a Man of Steel 2 from Warner Brothers, and I'm sure they hear us. But it just doesn't look like they're doing anything for us right now, but it looks like they might be offering the chance to direct a Superman film to other directors, but no one is hopping on the opportunity. And it's really quite sad, especially given the fact that we have a perfect Superman in our grasp right now. Henry Cavill is the perfect Superman. He is now, whether or not behind the scenes he's a great guy. He seems like a great guy to me, but rumors, according to some YouTubers, is that he's not the easiest to work with behind the scenes. Despite all that, he is a perfect Superman on screen that has not been given the chance to fully thrive. And I think given that chance, if treated right, Superman can reclaim his top spot in the superhero fandom that we're experiencing right now, or the golden age that we're experiencing right now. I think he really can, and I really hope that Warner Brothers, given this news with Ben Affleck leaving, I hope we're not going to hear anything about Henry Cavill leaving soon, because we all know he wants to stay in the role. He loves the character. Jason Momoa says that he's not leaving, but of course, actors don't know everything behind the scenes. I'm not saying I do, but yeah, I'm on your guys' side. I hope Henry Cavill stays on as Superman, but who knows? Who knows what we're going to get? So hopefully we get some news soon on whether Cavill is going to sign on for a new deal. There are some people, some YouTubers talking about the rumors how he has signed on, but because there are no legitimate trades that I'm seeing reported, I'm not going to report it yet, but hopefully we get news that he has signed on once again, and hopefully we get news about other tangible projects to this Batman character. And of course, I'm talking about Nightwing, because Chris McKay has been waiting in the wings for like years. I think Ben Affleck stepped down from the role of directing the Batman like 2 years ago, almost to this day, and Chris McKay was waiting in the wings for the Batman to get started, so that way he can start his Nightwing movie. So Chris McKay was super active on Twitter, Twitter. He was active on Twitter talking about he was polling the fans. What kind of movie do you want to see? What kind of actor do you want to see play Nightwing? And then it went all cold ever since all these delays happened with the Batman. So I'm hoping we get news about Affleck. I hope we get news about this Nightwing movie. And, Warner Brothers looks like it's going in this direction where it's making movies for these offhand characters that most people don't know about, so that they don't have any preconceived notions of how the movie should be. I'm guessing that's what they're doing right now. Anyways, I'm ranting. That's all we're talking about for today. We'll definitely report any new big news coming up soon, so make sure to stay tuned. And that's it for today, guys. Let me know what you thought about the discussion in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell to be notified for all the rest of our videos. Have a great weekend, guys. Peace.